Welcome back to Ask Chef Tony. Today we are going to make homemade pasta in the tricolore flavors and colors, of course. We're gonna honor the flag of Italy. What we have here is my 3 types of pasta. We're going to make the standard egg pasta. They all are gonna have egg in it, by the way. It's fresh pasta. We're gonna have the regular. We're gonna have the green, which I'm using spinach. And we're going to have red, just like the 3 colors. And remember that the sequence of the colors, it's very important. Like any flag in the world, you gotta respect how it was created. So, by the way, the green I achieved by using baby spinach that I blended with olive oil, and not salt, no pepper, nothing, just olive oil and baby spinach in a bullet, one of those gadgets, you know. Some of you have it. If not, you can use some blender of any kind. It's one. I wanted to use tomato, but it came a little too orangey to me. So I happen to have a friend that has a cactus pear plant, and I mixed tomato paste with the cactus pear, and I came up with this. This is what they look like right there. So you peel that, and the most important thing, after you mix all this, you need to strain to get all those, they are very large seeds, so you don't want those seeds to be in the pasta. In this case here, I have 50 grams of each. 50 grams semolina, 50 grams of white flour, Italian white flour, but you know, whatever you can find. It's really not like if you want to use rice flour or some other gluten-free or some other things, you know, by any means, go for it. So I got my 3 bowls here. I created a little fountain. What I did is I put a pinch of salt in each bowl. So I'm doing that here. Just a little bit, because the sauce is gonna absorb. So we don't want that. At this point, we're gonna add the eggs. I like to crack the egg one at a time, because sometimes some shell might get into the, you know, might get in it. Make sure there is nothing in there, and there is one. It could happen that a fragment of a shell gets in there. Then before you add it to your recipe, you can fish it out. As you can see, we didn't have that problem, so there we go. Now get rid of that. It's really that's all we have. So now I'm going to show you the variation when you need to add ingredients to get a different color. Like we can even make it black with sepia ink, you know, squid ink, as known in America. We use a sepia ink in Italian, which is cuttlefish. But anyway, so we started the same. I'm using my blended spinach, and I like to mix my natural coloring, so to speak, with wet ingredient first. So you get the point. We're gonna work until it gets to that thing. Here, same story. But in this case, remember, I want a deep red color, so I thought the tomato paste didn't give me the result I wanted, so I used the cactus pear, and I got a really nice cactus pear and tomato paste together. Again, no salt, no nothing else. And I'm putting that in and do the exact same thing we did with the other one, because now we create our coloring agent, and this is so natural, you know. I mean, the more natural and bland you go on the main ingredient, the more creative you can get on the sauce. And we're going to talk about these sauces a little bit later. So as you see, I'm doing the exact same thing. This is going to be that. I'll see you in a minute. So there you go. Now that we have our dough has rested for at least a couple hours, you remember we did the 3 different colors, and we decide that with the green we are going to make fettuccine, and the fettuccine is going to go in a seafood sauce. We get to the sauces later. The regular white, of course, it's not bright white, otherwise it will be kind of whatever. But we are going to do ravioli, which they are right here. I prepared some for you, stuffed with a blend of different cheeses, including mascarpone, ricotta, mozzarella. So there is that. This one, remember, we achieved the color by using cactus pears out of anything, and tomato extract to achieve this beautiful red color, which we made tortellini right here, stuffed with a blend of meat, carrots, celery, onion, a little bit of ricotta, and of course some spices. Now let me show you something. I'll pick anything. Let's go with actually the tortellini. So I get my little bowl right here. I have this funny rolling pins, because with your hand you actually manage the thickness. You know, you manage how you want to handle the dough. And I start managing. Of course you have machines that you can do that. But I grew up that my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my grandfather, they all did it by hand. Isn't it funny how this looks just like a heart? Isn't that beautiful? All right, so let's go back to it. So we're gonna, first of all, I put some flour on the rolling pin, and then I put a little bit on the pasta, and I make sure that nothing sticks. And as you can see, I'm stretching it, and then you flip it, a little more flour, and this is really, see, and you're gonna have to be in charge of understanding when everything is even at the same thickness, you know. There we go. And the fun has just begun, because that's it. When you think you have the right thickness, this is a little bit thick for me. So what are we doing right now? We are going to make some perfect squares. The end, and I'm going to use my my little wavy edge. I'm going to take the end of it, very thin piece, and it's not going to go to waste. We're going to remix it. And I decide that I'm going to go here. I'm going to go 2 inches. As you can see, 2 inches is right here. So I'm going to go 2 inches straight across. And you know, if it's not perfect, no panic. And you can measure, or you can go by eye, but I think 2 inches is over here, so I'm gonna go like that, and then we're gonna go like that, And the last one, yeah, that looks good to me, like that. So here, then this part is not going to be useful to me. I'm going to cut the end over here. Now I got that, and I think I'm going to go into, yeah, I'm going to go like 1 and 2, and I think I'm just going to go like that. So this we're going to remix for the next batch. Now we have all these beautiful squares. Bam, bam. There you go. So I'm gonna go 1, 1, 2, 3. There you go. It's to show you what we're doing with this. What I'm doing is tortellini. We said we're gonna fill it with this meat mixture, which you can see in a different episode eventually. I make a little ball like you could use a melon baller type of size, you know, like a little cherry size. And there you go. You put your stuff in there. There we go. Make a little ball. Then I'm going to take my pastry brush with just some plain water, and I'm gonna just wet the edges to take the flour off so that it will stick back together. I flip it and dip your finger in flour, create a triangle like that, all right? Tap it down a little bit, right? And again. And there we have that. We tap it, make sure the edges are sealed. Now we have to form that into this. So what we do is we pick our, you could also, by the way, leave it the way it is and call it whatever you want to call it, triangle pasta. But this is the belly, so I'm going to flip it up and we're going to keep it on the inside. You see that? So I'm going to flip it up, take it gently, and take the two sides and stick them together, and then you have the next one. And in different region of Italy they might be called different things. Tortellini, cappelletti, because cappelletti actually come from from a priest type of hat. You know, when you can imagine that, if you know what I mean. So there you go, the next one. I roll it off the board. 1, 2, 3. I got that. I stick it together. Yeah, if you want a little bit, you stretch the top a little bit, and there you go. And that's all there is to that.